Hi, welcome to Career Talk with Laura. I'm Laura and I'll be talking about career advice, personal development, and all that good stuff. Please subscribe and turn on the notification button so you can get my latest updates. Today I want to talk about getting feedback because getting feedback and incorporating feedback is one of the most important things for you to do when you want to improve yourself. Sometimes we don't realize we have a problem until somebody points it out to us. For example, suppose you're just going about your day, but you have a booger hanging from your nose. Now, you would probably appreciate it if somebody kindly told you about the booger so you can wipe it away before you face more people with a booger hanging from your nose. Similarly, you would want to get feedback from other people around your behaviors and performance so you can understand how they're being perceived, and if you've made a mistake, then you can learn to avoid making the same mistake again. There's positive feedback, which is keep doing this, and there's negative feedback, which is stop doing this. However, negative feedback doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad feedback. Sometimes you might receive constructive feedback that sounds negative and it might not feel good, but you should also realize that if a person is willing to give you constructive feedback, it means that they want you to improve. If they didn't care, then they wouldn't have told you anything at all. While I recommend you welcome and listen to feedback, you don't have to take it all in. You need to do some filtering for helpful feedback. So I'm going to talk about how to get feedback and how to filter for helpful feedback. First, getting feedback. Sometimes you get it without asking for it, but sometimes you have to ask. If you do have to ask, then I would suggest that you start with someone who you trust and respect, and somebody who embodies the kind of success that you want to achieve. You can ask them how they think you handled a particular situation and how they would have handled it differently, or you can also ask if they've noticed any of your behavior patterns that are getting in the way of your success. Sometimes people will give vague feedback like, you did a good job, or you need to work on your communication. Well, ask more questions to dig a little bit deeper. What aspect of your communication do you need to work on, and how can you work on it? Try to get the specifics. That way, if you decide to take the feedback, you can work out an action plan to improve. At this point, even if you don't agree with the feedback, don't argue. You can try to ask them why they have that particular impression. If you believe that there's a misconception, you can try to clear it up. However, understand that other people may perceive things differently. Remember, the goal is to get feedback and not to prove if you're right or wrong. Just thank them for their time and take it away, and then consider if you want to incorporate their feedback. And now on to filtering for helpful feedback. Feedback like, good job, you're awesome, might make you feel good, but then they're not actually very helpful because they're not very specific. You don't know exactly what you did was good. Feedback should be specific to a particular behavior so you would know whether to continue or to stop that particular behavior. And it also helps to know why you should do that. Another thing you want to consider is the credibility of the person giving the feedback. Have they achieved what you want to achieve? This also depends on what you're asking for feedback on, and they might have the best intentions for you. However, if they haven't achieved the success that you're looking to achieve, then how do you know that they know better than you? So the kind of feedback you want is specific feedback with good reason from a credible source. I've made a couple of changes based on the feedback that I've received. For example, I used to be pretty quiet in meetings, and I would let other people speak, and by the time it gets to my turn, well, whatever I wanted to say was already said, so I just let it go. Then I received feedback that when I'm so quiet during meetings, other people could interpret that as I don't want to contribute. After that, I speak up more and try to participate in the conversation instead of waiting until everyone else runs out of things to say. So those are my tips around getting feedback. They work for me. I hope they work for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye!